Kev's been waiting to have this ortho surgery done, and they tell you, all right, our scheduling office will call you and let you know when. And so you're waiting and you're waiting. It's Christmas and it's New Year's Eve, and you're waiting. And then they call you and say, your surgery's the day after tomorrow. See you then. I mean, it happens just like that,
Yeah.
which is good because he had never had anesthesia before and he was really phobic about it. And I was afraid right up until the minute they wheeled him in that he was going to change his mind. And he couldn't change his mind because what was wrong was seriously, seriously wrong. So what they did, there are all these technical names for it, but here's basically what they did because I've had a lot of people asking on Facebook and Instagram. There's a tendon that connects your foot to the rest of your body and it runs up underneath your arch. So Kev has used his body hard. He's always, he's a very physical job as a contractor. And from when he was a competitive swimmer, then a triathlete, then a runner, he is very hard on his body. And so for a long time, he's had pain. And he just thought, well, I sprained something, I pulled something. He'd prop it up and put an ice bag on it. It turns out that the tendon that was connecting his foot to the rest of him had ruptured and kind of atrophied. And so basically, if he didn't have skin, his foot would have fallen off or something. Like it's just puppet foot crazy, right? That, and he had an issue in his calf, and his foot had gone so far out of alignment because of all of this that they had to break his heel in a couple of places. Then they had to break some other part of his foot. He's got wedges and screws and bolts. Then they had to take the tendon that was broken and throw it in the garbage and get another tendon from him and transplant it and stitch that back in, and then go up in and fix the issue with another tendon in his calf. It will be 3 weeks.
Where is he giving up these tendons from? Where did they come from?
Apparently, you've got enough in there that we can reroute a couple.
Really?
And it's not the end of the world. Yeah. His doctor was amazing and gleeful when his doctor was like, yeah, it was bad. Like he would really enjoy the adventure. Anyway, he's immobilized till they can put a hard cast on it in 3 weeks. So he'll go from he's got like a surgical splint and bandages and everything. He'll go from that to a hard cast, then to a soft cast, then to a walking boot, physical therapy. It's a 12-month recovery.
Oh, no, really?
Yes. And
now he'll be up and walking around before 12 months, right?
Oh, yeah. He just can't. He has crutches and he needs to get up and hop around on his crutches 4 or 5 times a day right now. But he can't drive, and he can't put an ounce of weight on the leg that's been operated on. And it has to stay elevated, toes above his nose, as they kept telling me. He has to have his leg elevated at all times. The pain is excruciating. The surgeon told me bones don't know the difference between a car wreck, baseball bat, or me doing surgery. And he's got a lot of broken bones, and a lot was done in that leg. It is the furthest thing from a minor procedure. It is very serious ortho surgery stuff.
Yeah.
And he's got a long road ahead of him. On Monday, I'll go pick up one of those little knee scooter thingies for him. Because, crutches, if you've ever been on crutches, they're tricky and painful after a while and not great. And he needs to be putting weight on other parts of his body. So they sent me home with all this medical equipment. One of the things that he has is this sleeve that goes on his other leg, and it's USB rechargeable. And what it does is it compresses and releases, so that while he's flat on his back, he doesn't get like a blood clot or something. So this is what it sounds like all night long.
Yeah.
The first night he was home, I basically had round the clock on him because I had to keep swapping out his ice and making sure he didn't pop a fever and making sure he didn't try to move the leg and keep it elevated. So I just set a bunch of alarms. I got to tell y'all, when the 3 a.m. alarm went off, I was like, I'm going to go get your ice, my love. I'm walking into the kitchen and I'm like, there's nothing he can buy me. Nothing. There's no jewelry. There's not a car. There's nothing.
Leave us a talk back with the free Bob and Sheri app.
We are very glad that Sheri is back with us. She is looking after, and that's a very casual way of explaining it. Her husband, Kevin, who went through a really complicated foot surgery and cannot do much. When you said that the foot must be above his head all
Foot,
the
ankle,
time.
leg, yeah, all the way up to his knee, yeah.
I guess you have to be quite athletic to get around while your foot is above your head.
Yeah. He's like the Burgermeister Burger.
Yeah.
In that claymation thing. I have to say, he's been a very, very, very good patient and very agreeable. And he's been following all the rules mostly, except for what happened yesterday. And he's doing pretty well with his pain medication, which usually makes him sick. So we're on top of it, right? We're on top of it. But I had told him, yes, the doctor wants you up 4 or 5 times a day, but you can't get up without me in the room. Please, just for these first couple of days, because you know how he is. I'm married to Daniel Boone or Kit Carson or whatever. He's fiercely independent and just wants to go outside. And I'm like, no, let's get through the weekend. They said the first couple of days are the worst, and then I won't hover so much. Don't get out of this bed. Do not. So I'm going to go in the kitchen and I'm going to make you something for dinner. Please stay put. So I head into the kitchen. And I had been outside clearing some tree stuff that had fallen in this bad storm that we had. So I was wearing my hiking boots. And I'm in the kitchen and I'm chopping vegetables and I'm listening to a podcast or whatever. And all of a sudden, I hear this enormous crash from the other side of the house. I drop my knife and sprint in the direction of the noise. But hiking boots have, at the very top of the lacings, they have these 2 metal hooks where you hook the lace around it. Max knows what I'm talking about. And you have to be,
I've done this before.
They face out.
You have to be really careful because if you're not, the hook on one boot can snag the lace on the other boot. And because I have been standing at the counter with my legs together, when I turned to run, I caught one boot, caught the other lace, and I face planted on my way out of the kitchen.
No.
So now we're both down, and I'm like, don't move. I'm face down with my shoes tangled up in each other. Don't move. I'm coming. I'm trying to untangle my shoelaces, checking, because my first thought is always, oh my God, my teeth. Checking hard, all my teeth are in my mouth. And I'm crawling up, running into the bedroom. I'm like, what? What are you? He's on the floor. What are you doing? And he's like, oh, well, I thought I would get up. You're not, get back in the bed. You're not allowed to get up without help. Oh my God. So that's all we need. If we both
I was going to say,
we're going to die.
He needs to stop doing that.
Yeah, there's nobody in this house that's going to look after us, and the cats will eat our eyes. So one of us has to be healthy.
Well, it's a good thing you don't go to the worst case scenario.
Oh my gosh, no, you know me. Glass is always half full. So yeah, but that I was fine. I mean, luckily, I just face planted and was fine. Got him back in bed, cooked him some dinner, went and sat with him while he ate. He watched something. We finally got cable and internet back because we lost everything: power, cable, internet. I brought him home from surgery to a pitch dark neighborhood and a house with.
What a nightmare!
You guys, there's so many things that have happened with this that are so insanely melodramatic. But the good news is so far so good. I mean, it hurts like a mother, but he's getting through it. And
is there a painkiller that numbs it somewhat at least?
Well, when they did the procedure, they gave him a nerve block, and that held
but that
for
doesn't last
24 hours.
Yeah, right.
And then they gave him a very small prescription for Percocet. There's a law
Yeah.
where we live, the state where we live, they can only give you like a handful of these painkillers.
Right.
And so I had to sit down, like my brain was so foggy that I had to sit down with a piece of paper and calculate, all right, if the nerve block wears off here, I need to start him on the pain medicine then, because they told me like, don't let it get away from you. You'll never catch it. So far so good.